Hey there, posture guys and gals, and welcome back to the show. As always, I'm your host, Justin Archer, aka the Posture Guy, your number one source on pain, posture, and performance. And today, we're going to be answering the question, did your pain really come out of nowhere? Well, short answer is if you were shot, stabbed, ran over by a car, fell down some stairs, or had some other acute injury, then yes, it probably did. But bearing any of those things, and most of the people who come to me who have had chronic pain that seem to have come out of nowhere, then the answer is no. There were most likely signs, signals, warnings of some sort from your body weeks, months, or even years ago that were telling you to correct something. And unfortunately nowadays, a lot of us, we've lost that connection, that kinesthetic sense, and we don't have as much proprioception in our body, right? How our body interacts with our environment and everything, to really take notice of those. And so maybe we ignored them, didn't think too much about them at all either way, or worse yet, took some painkillers to mask it and kind of mute that signal. So today we're going to go over things to look out for in the future. So ideally, at the end of this video, if you are having any symptoms, you could sign up at the end of this video and access some exercise routines that are designed to relieve 16 of the most common chronic pain symptoms: back, hip, knee, shoulder, etc., all those things. Then, after you're out of pain, you can use the information from this video to keep a better eye, make a more conscious effort to signs or signals that your body may be giving you that, oh, you need to correct something, okay? So definitely stay tuned for that. Just a few short but exciting announcements I want to share with you guys is, number one, if you weren't already aware, which you probably are because I have a big mouth and I just can't keep anything a secret from you guys. I just love to share and share and share. But last week, I announced and kind of gave out in a post the first rough draft of the course that I've been working on for you guys and with many of you, and to those of you who have given your input, your feedback. I am so ever grateful to you. Thank you very, very much. I really, really appreciate it, and I have been having an absolute blast working on this course for you guys and with you guys, and I look forward to working on more of it in the near future. So that's number one. Number two is, and again, some of you may already know this because again, I have a big mouth, is later this month. And if it doesn't happen this month, then definitely next month, I'm going to be putting on my first live event. Now, I don't mean in person. You guys have to fly out to come see me or anything. I'm actually going to be doing it live over Google Hangouts. And if you're not aware what Google Hangouts is, it's basically, a lot of people know what Skype is, right? So instead of one-on-one, I'm going to be live on video for probably about an hour, 60 to 90 minutes, let's call it, answering your questions. It's going to be very informal, just casual. We're all going to hang out as one big happy family. You can ask me whatever questions that you want to have answered, any topics you want me to address, and I'll do it live on video. And we're just going to have fun. We're going to hang out, and I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in that time. So again, there's not a specific date right now. The best way to stay up to date and know when this is going to be, I'll probably do it on a weekend, sometime in the late morning when it's convenient for everyone. But the best way to be notified about that is to, one, sign up to follow me. You don't have to sign up, but follow me on the Posture Guy Google Plus page, which I just created the other day. I'll link to it down below. Or you can follow me on YouTube, since, as I'm sure you're well aware, Google owns YouTube. So the Google Hangouts and YouTube, they all kind of integrate with one another. So if you are subscribed, then you will be alerted to or notified when I post that event for when it's going to be out. If you aren't already subscribed to me on YouTube, I definitely recommend you do. And if you think there's anyone else that could benefit from a lot of the content that I put out here, please share with them. I know over this past week, a lot of people have been sharing the content from the site here, whether it be on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Google+, and to those of you who have, I thank you very, very, very much. As you all know, it is my dream to help rid the world of chronic pain and help as many people as I can in my lifetime live pain-free and active lives without limitations. But I definitely can't do it alone. I need your help. And for those of you who, like I said, have shared the love and passed it on and spread the word, I thank you very, very much. So stay tuned for more on that live event. I will definitely put it on email when I get everything situated. Last week I was on a webinar for 3 days straight, learning how all this works together. So still digesting everything, a lot to go over. Been testing out some equipment and some techniques, methods, I don't know what you call them online, with my wife, testing out how everything works. And I'm very excited to be putting on the first live event. I hope it'll become a monthly thing, and then maybe later down the line, a weekly thing, okay? So anyways, sorry, I know that took longer than expected. Now we can get on to the core content of today's post, which is, did your pain really come out of nowhere? And again, I joked earlier, but if you had a fall or again shot, stab, you know where your pain came from. But there's sometimes, I would say a lot of times, people come to me with their back, hip, knee, whatever hurting, and they say, yeah, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. And after me kind of digging deeper a little bit and asking more questions, come to find out that there were signs, signals, or warnings from their body days, weeks, months, most usually years in the past. But a lot of us have lost that kinesthetic awareness, right? How our body, one, how we just feel, and then how our body feels in our environment. We've lost that. And so we kind of ignore some of those signs or signals or warnings, and left untreated, then they develop into these really bad pains, and that's when you go to see someone like me and go, what is going on here? So like I said, at the end of this video, you can sign up to gain access to some exercise routines that'll help you get out of pain. This video, I want to help basically share with you things to look out for that, pain may be coming, so you can nip in the butt and make sure that it doesn't turn anything big, okay? So a lot of times with upper body symptoms, people who come in shoulder, neck pain, headaches, migraines, upper back pain, things like that. A lot of times when I'm talking to them, I realize they do, a lot of this. Sometimes I could just be talking to them for, a few minutes, and I notice they're doing that very often. And, I'll ask them, oh, maybe they're having shoulder pain. Well, do you have any headaches or migraines? Yeah, I do. Do you usually get kind of tight in the neck as well? Yeah, now that you mention it, I do. Okay, well, how long has that been going on? Oh, for years, and, do you ever shrug your shoulders at work when you're at the desk? Oh yeah, I try to do that, and I try to sit up straight. It feels better for a little bit, yeah. And that right there is your body trying to tell you, hey, we need to get out of this forward slump position and back into a better position. And you may do some shoulder rolls or kind of pull your head up and back and go, but you don't do that for what, maybe 10, 20 seconds, and then you go back into this position. So that's your body telling you, hey, you're in too much flexion, right? You're too much forward. You need to get everything organized and back to where it belongs, okay? So that's one sign, especially for the upper body. Now, the lower body, let's say someone comes in with hip pain or lower back pain, okay? A lot of times I'll watch them sit, and they're very fidgety in the way they sit. So maybe I'm talking to them, and, well, one, they're probably not going to be sitting in a half lotus position like I am now, but they'll be, sitting, I know I'm not in a chair right now, but they'll be sitting normal, and then as we talk, they're, cross one leg, and then they're, just kind of squirming around, I can tell. And again, after I ask more questions, come to find out that, they've been doing that for a long time. And the reason being is because sitting normal is uncomfortable for them. So then they would cross one leg, but usually is they never cross the other leg. And when they try to do, it's really stiff. They'll go over here and they'll go, they can maybe get to it. They're like, okay, I'm here. And I go, yeah, that doesn't look too comfortable. I go, no, it isn't. I said, okay, go back to what's comfortable. And they go, oh, okay, that's better. So that's definitely a sign. Is if you're squirming a lot in your seat, if you notice you have to change your position often, and you usually change to one position, you modify, you cross a leg, you turn it in, out, bring it up, down. on one side continuously, that's a sign right there. It's your body trying to compensate and even your hips out so that your hips and your lower back feel better, okay? And probably the third one is that I hear people that, really they just kind of lessen their activity to accommodate their pain, and then they go, I'm not in pain. So for example, I've had people come in with maybe their significant other to see me, and I'm working with maybe the wife with lower back pain, and we're doing stuff, and I'm talking to the husband or anything, and she's like, oh yeah, you should have a session with Justin too. And they're like, oh no, I'm fine, and everything. I don't have any pain. And I'm like, great. Well, you know what? You guys are my last session of the day. I'm gonna go for a walk or maybe a little bit of a jog. Do you guys want to join me? And the husband will go, oh, I would, but I can't run. My knee hurts. And I was like, well, I thought you said you didn't have any pain, And oh no, my knee doesn't hurt, but only when I run. And it's like, okay, so in that situation, it's just avoiding an activity to avoid the pain. It's one thing to be pain-free, it's a whole other thing to be pain-free without limitations, and that's where I think health is, right? It's not just, a lot of people are pain-free if they assume a certain position, for example, static back, just lying on your back with your legs up on a chair 90 degrees. Most people are pain-free in that position. But you can't live your life in pain-free. You can't live your life in static back position. You have to stand up, you gotta walk, you gotta kneel, you gotta crawl, you gotta jump, leap, all that stuff. And when you can do that pain-free without any limitations, that's when you're healthy. So, a very common one I hear, and this is from, maybe people, younger and older, I would say, not just older, but people used to do all these activities. And as they tell me their life story, right, as they go from younger to older could be 35, it could be 85, doesn't really matter, whatever age they currently are, they say, I was playing football, and then I couldn't do that because of my hip. Then I played, maybe tennis, and then I couldn't do that. And then I, I just started going for walks, or power walks, and then I couldn't do that. And then I started walking, and I couldn't do that, due to various symptoms. And the last thing people say is, but I swim. And I go, of course you do, because swimming, and this is nothing against swimmers, I love swimming myself. I actually wish I could do more of it. I actually just need to make time. That's an excuse. I just need to make more time to do it, right? But the thing about swimming is that there's no gravity, right? So a lot of people with bodies that are out of alignment can still swim without pain. So don't get me wrong, swimming is good, especially a good cardiovascular workout. It's also very peaceful. There's a lot of therapeutic health benefits to swimming. That's a whole nother post though to do. So swimming's great, but what it lacks that a lot of activities do is that load on us via gravity, that we need. We need that stimulus, we need that stress. But gravity, as I've said in past videos, it can be your best friend if you're in proper alignment, or it can be your worst enemy. And so that's why a lot of people with postures who you look at them from the side and they're just basically imploding, they're collapsing in on themselves. That's why they over time start to gravitate more towards swimming, is because you can take a dysfunctional body into a pool and get away with a lot. Now there's a certain point where even some people say swimming hurts, but again, that's always last on the board. Everybody says, oh, but I can swim. So those are just a few things to look out for, the shoulder shrugging, the squirming, the changing your seating position, or you're limiting your level of activity, because soon something that is challenging for you that then you avoid then becomes something you can't do. I knew this one gentleman who he was in his late 80s and he was still playing golf, and he would play, with his buddies, and you can tell if you watch him when he went to get put his ball, on the tee, and when he went to get the ball out of the cup, he would struggle. He would use the club as kind of balance and everything. And his friends saw this, who were also around his age, and told him like, man, we got this thing. It's like a sounds weird. It's a ball grabber. You reach down. You don't have to bend down. It's like a deal you pull in, and then it grabs the ball, and you can bring it back to you. Why don't you get one of those and use them? We use them, and they're great. He loved golf so much, he'd actually calculated out how many holes he plays each week, then of course did the math, figured out how many times per month, per year. but it was something like, oh, well, that would be, 1,546 times a year that I wouldn't get up and down off the ground, or go from a standing to a kneeling position, bent over to get the ball up and down off the ground. And he says, if I didn't do that, even though it's challenging, I couldn't do that. He says, so no. He goes, the day that I need one of those deals to get the ball up and down off the ground, he goes, this is the day that I'm not playing golf anymore. And I just thought that is so great, and that's perfect. A lot of people will avoid stairs because it's hard to do, but then it becomes from hard to do to impossible to do. Or, oh, I try not to go up curves, if someone's very limited in their hip, so I find the little ramps. And it's like, no, challenge yourself. Be safe about it, be smart, but go try to step up on that curve. Have someone help you. Go upstairs. Don't use the ball grabber. Go down and get the ball and pick it up and everything. Because like I said, what you avoid and what's challenging now, if you avoid, then becomes what you can't do. All right, so you don't want to limit yourself. You want to keep moving as much as possible. So again, this is kind of part 2 of a 3-part series. The question before, if you didn't already see that one, is what could possibly be causing your pain? Not just posture-wise, but other aspects of life: breathing, hydration, nutrition, etc., etc. If you haven't seen that one, I'll link to it down below. Definitely check it out. And next week we will finish up with part 3, so stay tuned for that. Okay? Anyways, thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and if you can think of anyone, friends, family, coworkers that could benefit from this information, or maybe one of the posts that I did in the past, please share it with them. You can email this to them, tweet it, retweet it, like it, +1 it, whatever you do on your favorite social media platform. Do that, because I know they would really appreciate it. You get to kind of be their hero, and I would appreciate it too, because as you know, it is, like I think I probably said it earlier, I'm probably repeating myself, but it truly is my dream to rid the world of chronic pain. I want to help as many people as I can in my lifetime live pain-free and active lives without limitations, and I definitely can't do it alone. I need your help, so I would really, really appreciate you sharing this with everybody. Okay? Anyways, thanks for joining me today, guys, and I look forward to seeing you inside the next video. Until then, take care and keep moving.